Thank you so much for tuning into this episode of Conversations with Chan. We actually have Steve Cederquist here today to talk about the book Get Out Alive, his experiences on HGTV, and also how he was able to use his life experiences. Say what? I'm sorry. He was able to utilize his life experiences to. Wait a minute. Wait 1 second. Did I lose you? Oh.
There you are. You're back now. But I lost you for a second.
This is the time I was trying to beat this testing at Quantico. Dang it. I live right outside of Quantico, so they do some testing around this time every day. So is it still recording? Can you hear me now? Shoot. Okay, come on. Am I back?
Hello?
The Joys, I live right outside of Quantico, so they do testing around this time. So let me start again. Okay, we're good now. Okay.
No problem. Testing. What do they test?
They do like little communications testing, and then sometimes they're out in the middle of they have fields that they test different explosives and stuff, and you'll hear a large rumbles, or it'll shake things that are like, I think I'm about 7 miles outside of it, but it still reaches,
Wow.
and yeah, it's when I moved here, I didn't know that.
I've got one of those stories.
I didn't know that, they'll send an alert daily, and they'll say, well, from this time to this time, we'll be testing such and such. You don't know it because it's this small, and it's very at the bottom. So it's like, wait a minute now, see, it'd be different if they said, hey, if you move to this area, this is what you have to deal with.
Yeah.
So I'm going
kind of makes you think about going on hikes and stuff. You're kind of like, oh, wait a minute. Maybe not.
No,
yeah. No. No. Yeah.
Further.
Yeah.
Because one time I accidentally was driving the back way to Manassas, and I was like, oh, is that a shortcut? Because everything was open and it was a street, and no, it was the back way into the base. So I had to turn around and go back the other way. I didn't.
Did like the weeds come up and become men with guns and be like, you got to go now?
I've seen, I've seen them running through the woods. So I've
really.
It's interesting to see them train.
Wow.
It's so interesting to see how the Marines do train, and you get a glimpse. If you get a glimpse, it's like, wow, you all are really out here in the woods with all your gear on, and that's not my ministry. That is not for me. Any soldier that's in the that's served and is serving, that is just not my cup of tea, because the requirements are
it's pretty intense. I drive by Camp Pendleton down that way on the way to San Diego, and they're always training with those crazy like planes that are helicopters and people rappelling and stuff. It's fun to watch. I mean, probably kind of dangerous because I'm in my car on the freeway going about 75. Yes, I just admitted to speeding. And I look over and they're like, oh, dang, they're like coming out of dropping out of the helicopters and these crazy planes. And I'm like, wow, that's crazy stuff right there.
I commend them because.
That's, me too. I have all the most respect for people that have served in the military and,
I just couldn't. I mean, but that's interesting to see you riding down the highway. And, I love San Diego, by the way. It is so
San Diego's nice.
It is so pretty. So let me start again, and I think we are past the the communications testing. I was trying to hopefully get through it, but no. Okay, so.
It's okay.
So let me start. Okay. Thank you so much for tuning in to this episode of Conversations with Chan. Today we have Steve Cederquist with us to talk about his new book that's coming out, and also to share his life experiences and his actual experiences also on HGTV. So, Steve, please introduce yourselves to everyone.
Hi, everybody. My name is Steve Cederquist.
And what do you do?
Oh, sorry. I'm just me. I'm nobody special. I wrote a book. I've been on HGTV. I'm an actor. I'm also a producer, director. I wanted to just share my hope and strength and experience with you guys. To maybe some of you are kind of experiencing some, obviously today's world is crazy, right? And
so crazy.
We all are going through something. So my goal and the timing of my book coming out, Get Out Alive, is just from, it's kind of coincidental that it came out around the same time, but it's also, I think everything happens for a reason and a purpose. So that's why I'm here, and I'm looking forward to answering any questions anybody has and talking about what I've done and where I'm going and all the good stuff.
So what inspired you to put the book together?
I think this is kind of weird, and I'll explain to you what happened. I used to do a panel at Hoag Hospital. I was invited by a friend of mine, and I did it. I co-chaired it was a non-denominational, it wasn't like CANA and that stuff. It was just a panel talking about life and talking about experience and it was people that were into the program, into a 20-day detox program. And I really enjoyed it. I mean, I really got, I think, to reach a lot of people. And the reason I think that I did, and then I had a sobering fact. After I did it for like 12 or 13 years, Dottie, who used to run the program, one day I was in there, and I had been given my own panel. And she said, you've been doing this for a long time. And I said, yeah, I thank you once a month. I appreciate it. It's very blessed. And she says, well, they're going to be changing the program, and you probably won't have it anymore. And I said, that's cool, whatever. And that ended up going for another couple of years, I think it was. So right after that, let me get that tuned in there. I remember her telling me that she says, about out of all the rooms you've spoke with, we probably lost maybe over 100 and maybe 20, 30 people that have been in these rooms since that you've talked to. And I was like, dang, and then you start to think, like, you wonder, like, who was it? Was it that kid that I reached out to? Was it that girl? And I mean, it's funny because, you meet the most interesting people, going through the strangest stuff. And I remember talking about my religion at the time. I remember my pastor had come with me and I had just told him, like, hey, my higher power was Jesus, and that's what I did. And it is, I mean, that's, I'm not afraid to say that, of course. Right. So when I say that, and this one lady jumped up and she said, if you mention Jesus's name one more time, I'm going to come up and knock your ass out. And I go, cool, I'll talk to you after. And I remember my pastor looked at me and he was cool. And he goes, this one's on you, man. Good luck. But I ended up, it was cool because I really felt like afterwards I was able to connect with her. And I just let her know, excuse me. Excuse me. And I just asked her, I said, hey, just because it's my higher power doesn't mean it's yours. That can be that doorknob over there, whatever's your inspiration. You know what I mean? It could be Buddha. I never knock somebody's religion. I don't. I mean, I'm not that way. I wasn't raised that way. So I was able to connect with her, and it's funny because I ended up connecting with her afterwards and seeing her at some functions and, be able to be an inspiration to her. So when Dottie told me that so many people had died, I was tripped out on it. So I remember when my sister died, I was friends with this girl named Renee, and she was telling me about her mom. I'd never met her mom, and her mom was like a medium. And she said, oh, and I being a Christian, I kind of thought, I don't know, that sounds kind of weird, I guess. I didn't know, I don't know. So, and I still don't really have an opinion on it. But she says, hey, my mom wants to talk to you. and then my sister had just died like the week before. And then she, I said, yeah, sure, I'll talk to your mom. And I thought she was just going to be like, hey, sorry about your sister, you know. And she goes, hey, are you open to a message? And I said, yeah, what's up? And she says, hey, your sister wants you to know that she's not in pain anymore. And that Susan wants you to know that she's in good hands with her. And I went, Susan, okay, cool, yeah, whatever, you know. And hanging up the phone, I'm like, wow, that was kind of weird, you know. So, and then I'm sitting there like I'm sitting here now, and like 5 minutes go by, and I literally fell out of my seat because Susan was my mom. And my mom had died, gosh, it's been 30 years, almost 30 years. Yeah, it'll be close to 30 years within the next few months. And I called her back and I go, whoa, that was my mom. I go, that was kind of trippy how you knew my mom's name and stuff. And then she says, dude, there are so many people that are reaching out to me to thank you. Like, were you involved in some kind of like help program or something? And I said, you know, I guess. And she says, well, a lot of those people passed on, but they want to thank you. So, and I'm not taking credit for that. I'm not like, don't get me wrong. I was very humbled by that. I don't think, oh, look at me. I look at it more like, wow. So that from the people from the dead, you know, maybe I guess that's what you believe or whatever. It's cool if you don't. I just kind of felt inspired to me, like think, hey, you know what? For the living, for the people that are still battling, the people that are still going through their daily, you know, trials and tribulations and setbacks, especially now. I mean, geez, today, it's like, I don't know, man. I mean, so with that, I got inspired to write the book. I was just like, I called up a friend of mine who wrote a book before, Stacy, and I'm like, dude, I need your help. And she's like, what is up? And I said, I want to write a book. And she says, what about? And I go, I don't know. I just want to write a book with just hope and strength. I don't know. I mean, like, so we started, we kind of started off all these different ways and interviewing like my old friends. And I told my friends, I go, be straight up. Don't pull no bullshit and be like, oh, he's a good guy. Tell him the truth, man. Tell him I'm a dick. If I'm a dick, tell him. I mean, be straight up. I like people's honesty. I mean, I have more respect for you if you tell me, hey, dude, I don't really like you. Okay, cool. That's, you know, you don't have to like me. You know what? You know, it's like Leo Pascalia says. And remember the old author Leo Pascalia, professor of love, USC. He would say, I use this analogy a lot because it's relative. It's like, you know, I may be an apple. You know what I mean? I'm a crisp, wonderful, amazing apple. You know, but there's people out there who don't like apples. And then what we do a lot is we try to like conform ourselves. You know what I mean? Like you may be a peach, but you're like, oh, I can be an apple. And you try to squeeze it. Guess what? You're not. You just got to be you and be authentic. So that's kind of where I want to be with the book. And that's kind of where the direction it went. And after much, you know, we've been doing this for over 2.5 years and finally, you know, got it in the direction that I wanted it and felt comfortable enough to put it out because I felt that the authenticity is there and it's real.
That's my saying. Like, I'm always authentic because I'm that blunt person. Because it's like, I want you to know where you stand with me, no matter what. So there's no gray area. There's no confusion. You know, this is where we are. I may not like you as a person, but you know, we can get this, whatever we need to get done and be, you know, or we don't have to talk to each other at all. And a lot of people think that that's harsh, but it's a way of being transparent and honest with people. And I love the fact that you told your friends, listen, be honest, tell the truth about me, and don't sugar. I love that because a lot of people sugarcoat the lie, you know what I'm saying? They coddle you with the lie, and then, you know, they shroud the truth from it. And I don't like that. You know, don't, you know, hurt me with the truth. I would rather feel the harsh truth than be coddled. And, you know, when I get outside the circle, somebody hits me with the truth and it's hurtful. So that's a great way. I think that everybody should be authentic with that. I know that, you know, delivery is everything, but sometimes you got to go straight down the middle. I'm not a sports player, but I know there's probably a saying like straight down the, you know what I'm saying?
I do. I have a lot, you know, it's funny because when I became an actor and I started doing flipper flop and I got these upper opportunities, it did kind of go to my head for a minute, you know, a couple times. And I have my friends straight up, they put me in check quick. They're like, dude, seriously, you need to stop, dude. I'm like, what? They're like, dude, you ain't all that, dude. You think you are? You ain't all that, dude. You're just a guy who got lucky for a minute. I said, you know, it's going to be gone. And then what? You know what I mean? So, you know, I went through the phase of the fancy sports, you know, I mean, now I drive a Prius, you know what I mean? But, you know, it's all good, man. I mean, I wouldn't trade in those experiences because it defines you. It makes you, refines you. If you accept the criticism and you accept the authenticity of your true friends, like, you know, sorry, my true friends are about right here, you know, and, right? I mean, true, like blood, like you know, on your way to Vegas, you break down, you know, this 5 right here, I can call them, they're on the way to pick me up.
Exactly.
You know, this 5 over here, not so much.
No.
I'll be sitting there freezing to death. But no, I mean, it's just, I love being real. I think it's so important to just be you, and you know, and I'm that way with everybody. I don't care. I mean, I've got a lot of friends that are movie stars. I got a lot of friends that are, I mean, like big time sports guys, and you know, like Super Bowl champion guys, friends of mine, and we're just real. You know, we're just real. I mean, I sat in a room with Mel Gibson not too long ago. My friend was getting a cancer treatment, and he was in another room getting some other treatments, which I won't go into, but not for cancer. And I just walked in like, "What's up, man? How you doing, bro?" You know, I mean, and we just had a real honest to God chat. I mean, like not like fake, not like, "Oh, hey, I'm such a fan," oh, you know, and kissing his butt. You know, and I think I think just that true authenticity is just, I think what you're going to see in the book.
And I love that. See, this is what we need more of, is the true authenticity, not these facades that people want to put in front of you and, you know, the fake fluff. Like, we need real, raw truth and transparency. So you worked with Tariq on HGTV. So you know, that is I think that is my my go-to when I want to learn, or you know, sometimes it's pass the time, because it's so fascinating to see how much work goes into the creations, and some of the creations that come out of you being a contractor. It's amazing what you all could take nothing and make it something beautiful to have, you know, to have it and to live in. And I mean, it's like it's still like it blows my mind that you can create such places where people call home, you know? So what was that experience like with HGTV? And, you know,
Tarek and I became good friends, and Christina too. They're both amazing people, amazing parents, you know, even during their time that they split, and it was a trying time for everybody, you know. I mean, you know, I remember being cornered and people like, "Oh, what happened?" I'm like, "Well, none of your effing business, really, to be honest with you." I mean, that's between them. That's their life, you know. And you know why, you know. I mean, I understand being in the public eye, people want to know. You know, it's a Hollywood. You know, it's Hollywood. You get things happen. You know, you get involved in things happen. But I will just say that they're both amazing people. And what I liked about working with them is like they would listen to me, and they would like, "What would you do? Would you put these cabinets in?" I mean, you know, I just redid my house here, you know, and you know, Tarek had been over here several times. I'm like, "What are you doing, man?" And I said, "Well, I'm going to do this. I'm doing a flat white upper cabinet and a flat matte, you know, Euroscope lower cabinet." He's like, "That's kind of crazy." And I said, "Let's see how it looks." And then, you know, once it got done, he goes, "Dude, that looks sick. Looks sick." You know what I mean? And I love working with creative people. You know, and whether it be in design or in life, people that are just like, they don't live their life like this, right. You know, in that tunnel vision, you know, like, "Oh, you know, mom didn't make me breakfast this morning." You know what I mean? Like we talked about. It's like, come on, man, get up, make your own breakfast, make your own determinations, and, you know, and make your own life happen. You know, it's passing you by.
I would love, like, you got me interested now, like, you said Matt, and then you did, okay. See,
I'll show it to you. Yeah, it's like, let me look. See, it's like right here. You can see.
Beautiful.
That's my kitchen. See, that's matte. That's a matte black lower cabinet, and that's a matte white upper cabinet.
But it's beautiful. Like, no one would have thought to do that. And then with the stainless steel, like, oh, that's nice.
Yeah, yeah. It's it was cool. I bought this little place, and, you know, I needed a place to call home, and I bought this little condo, and I thought, "Oh, I'm just gonna fix it up and do some really crazy stuff." And It's cool. Now my neighbors, they all want to buy it from me now.
No.
Dude, can we buy your place? I'm like, no, man, I just did it.
See that right there, like it's like the Midas touch in a way, because you go in and you create and you make it unique, and people are like, okay, listen, take all my monies, I want it. Like that is a great, like you have that touch, like no one would, like that is gorgeous, like that is amazing work right there. Like that is really, I'm like so in awe, because it's like you don't see anything like that, and plus with the matte color, like the matte, oh, that is nice.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, and then I'll show you, I'll walk you over to the other part. I got kind of like, I started doing other things. I did like a TV cabinet, and I did that in a mat, and I had that made, my buddy made that for me, and then I did the closet upstairs in the same mat. Yeah, it was, fun to do. The only thing I don't have done is my blinds yet. I'm waiting on my blinds. They're kind of lagging.
Well, even in like over here, I'm like in awe, because it's like it takes a creative mind to make that happen. Okay, that is, now I need a book so I can pick out like this. I want this and I want this. Like no one.
Hey, you got to go to Pinterest. Go to Pinterest and pick out your pins, and and see what you like. That's I say that when you're going to do a remodel, you got to get engaged with your contractor and your designer. You got to be like, I can't tell you, like I get called out probably 5-6 times a month.
Okay.
But I only take on like 1 or 2 projects at a time. And I a lot of times I had a job, I just fired a lady in Huntington because number one, she didn't see my value. And then she kind of tried to went around me to my vendor. And I'm just like, you know what, you're fired. She's like, what? I said, you're fired. I don't like the negative energy. It's like, it's a collective thing. Let's work together. And it's just like anything in life. You got to be around good energy and good people, and like you work well. The remodels I'm doing now, I've got a couple going right now, and the people are extremely engaged, and we have a great relationship. And they can call me. They call me at 11 o'clock at night, like, hey, dude, I just saw this, and what do you think? I'm like, dude, it looks sick. I love it. That's awesome. Or I'll be straight up with them. I'm like, man, you're off the design committee. And they're like, what? But I tell them up front, I go, I'm going to use that term a lot. I said, if something's really ugly, I'm not going to say it's ugly. I'm just going to say you're off the design committee.
See, that's.
So this is brutally honest. It's just being transparent and kind of like I am in life.
But you can't, and this is one of the things I respect, because a lot of people would just go along with whatever the customer wants. But you know what will look right and what they may end up regretting later on. Like, I don't know why I chose this. That kind of a situation.
Well, Tarek tells me all the time, it's funny because we're friends, and he tells me all the time, he's like, dude, you can't do that. You got to just do what they want to do. And I go, dude, that's just not me. I can't do that. I can't be that guy. And I know it's wrong. I mean, I know if you're hard set, like, dude, I want purple Barney cabinets. I'm like, well, okay, you're going to get purple Barney cabinets, but you're going to hate me. I mean, are you cool with that? And they're like, yeah, I don't care. I'm like, okay, as long as I'll do it if you want to do it. If you want to put in purple Barney cabinets, cool. Let's put in purple Barney cabinet. You're paying me, so that's cool, but I'm going to be honest about it. I'm like, man, these things are going to look horrible, but okay.
But then when they call you to change it.
Yeah, you have no idea. That's happened many, many times. So it's funny because I've had people, I painted their house. They're like, oh, we want it in this color, this gray. And I had this guy when I very first started up in La Mirada, and it was an old man, and he's like, I wanted this gray color. I said, great, no problem, dude. I got the color swatch he gave me, went and painted. He goes, that's the wrong color. I'm like, no, dude, it's right here. He's like, I didn't pick that color. I'm like, yeah, you did. You gave me the swatch. Where'd I get it? And he's like, nope, paint it again. So I'm a little bit more savvy now. I get you to sign it. I'm like, okay, you want the purple Barney cabinets? Go ahead and sign it right here.
Sign it in this.
I love you. You love me. I'm going to hate your kitchen.
I mean, that would be so weird. I just thought about it. I was like, that would be so weird to walk into a kitchen with all that purple. But it
happens.
Listen, I think I did make that mistake in my second house, though. I did.
Oh, sorry.
I did. It was okay. So it was pretty. It was a pretty dark gray purple color, and it was a small like powder room. And once I got done, it looked like a cave, and I was like, I don't think I should have did this. It was horrible. And I'm like, I could understand because it looks so pretty in the pail of the paint bucket. So,
well, you'll have to call me next time you do a remodel and show it to me. Like, dude, what do you think? And I'll be, yeah, you'll get that honesty.
Because I have learned to not make paint choices when, oh, that's pretty. That's I can't not able to do that anymore. But so what would you like to say to someone who's watching this and they feel like they want to give up and not move forward?
Well, I think I think it's important to realize that you have value. You are a value, and you may not feel like it now. You may feel like this is it, and I especially get it now. You know, we're going through. I mean, we're going through something in this life, in this world right now that that's crazy and that we've never been through. I think a lot of it is justified, you know what I mean, and what's going on. But I think a lot of people are overwhelmed, and you're seeing a lot of people with just really negative mindsets, and you're going to lose a lot of friends, for just being you and being authentic. And don't be a people pleaser. You got to be a self pleaser, which means you got to do what you got to do to take care of you. So, sometimes when that comes, I was listening to a podcast a few weeks ago, and we were talking about how friends come and go. And like a lot of our friends have expiration dates. You get to that point where it's like, you know what? It's, they've served their purpose, and now they're not a good influence on you. Maybe they've changed along the way, and they're trying to drag you down. But remember one thing, and I will say this: misery loves company. When someone else is miserable, someone will, and it's sometimes it's not intentional. It's just like it's just in their innate, mindset. They try to drag you down with them because they, I remember when I used drugs, I used to want to I'd give out little free packs, because it was true. I was looking for customers, but I was trying to, subconsciously I was trying to bring down, more people, I guess. I don't know, kind of weird. The more I think about that, but I would just say, get a plan, and not to say that it's, don't make this huge, long, unobtainable list. Start with just one or two things, like today, hey, I'm going to get up and, I'm going to make my bed. It's like General McRaven says, about making your bed. I know it's like a weird thing, but it's something I do every day now, because his analogy was, it's starting off the day with doing one thing right. You get up, you make your bed. So no matter what kind of day you had, you come home and guess what? You got a freshly made bed, man. You got dang, check it out. So it's one thing. It's like, maybe it's making that bed every day, making that commitment, maybe eating better. You know what I mean? I know that, unhealthy habits, kind of like I do, a lot, but when I eat better, I notice my mind is better, my body's better. So I would say, just try to love your temple, man. Love you inside. So try to take care of you. So when you start taking care of you, you'll notice your mind will want to do things a little better. You know what I mean? You'll want to be a better person, and smile, man. And even if you're having the worst day, hold the door for somebody and smile at them and say, hey, have a nice day. You don't see a lot of that, especially here in California. People are just, you hold the door for them, they act like you want them to, you want a tip or something. It's like, dude, I'm just holding the door, man. Have a great day, And I don't know, you never know where someone's at. I mean, I approach people like everybody's equal. I don't, it's like the guy that's, I went to the liquor store last night. I picked up, my friend asked me to pick her up some, big bottles of Coca-Cola. Mm-hmm. So I went in there and I came out, and there was this dude, and he's like, hey man, you got some money? And I said, well, what do you want, man? He says, well, I just need a couple bucks. I go, what do you want it for? You just tell me straight up. And he goes, well, I just really want something to eat. I said, hang on a second. So I went back in and grabbed him a sandwich, a bottle of water. And I said, Matt, if that's what you want, here, but I spent, 5 minutes talking to him, and letting him know, giving him hope and strength. Like, hey, dude, I know where you're at now. It's not good. I've been in your place. I've been that guy. I've been homeless. I've been through what you've been through, and I get it. you know, man, but don't give up hope, dude. You know what I mean? You always got tomorrow. You know, and he got up and hugged me, dude. And I was just like, wow, it just makes me, when things like that happen and you reach someone, it makes me feel like, you know, it's cool. It's like what we're here to do. We are here to be helpers. That's our job. We are not here to be self-serving, you know, like just serve ourselves. We need to help other people and like other people see it, you know? So that's where I go with the book. That's where I am with me in my life. And that's where I tell people that are, you know, in there, get out of your own head. You know, so many people, they stay in their own head, be a service. You start being a service and putting your mind into something else and helping someone else. You start to forget about your problems. You start thinking about, man, it ain't so bad, man. Look at this. You know what I mean?
Yes.
I mean, I'm on parties, but then the guy that gets up and hugs me out of the, you know, in front of the grocery store, you know, I mean, liquor store, I think, wow, dude, it's not so bad, you know? I mean, wow, I feel blessed, you know? I mean, so I don't know. I think that it's a really simple solution. I think we just don't, I think because of just society and the way we look at things, we're so busy and we just got, you know, a million things going in our heads. We just don't stop and take a breath, you know, and be like, ooh, dude, yeah, right. Look at this guy, that you know, and, you know, be of service. So.
Thank you. So tell everyone where they can get the book and find you as well.
Oh, sure. You guys can find me. I'm really hard to find. I use my name on everything. So it's on Instagram, it's Steve Cederquist. On Facebook, Steve Cederquist. There's a few different pages on Facebook that they've created for me, and then, but I'm there. I'm all there. And then where else? On the book, you can find it on Amazon. It's on my link through Amazon, and it's also on Instagram and Facebook and all that stuff. I just, you know, my goal is to want to help. If somebody has a problem and they can't afford something, just reach out to me. Let me know what's up. You know, I mean, I want everybody to have, I'll send you a digital copy or something. I really, truly just, I want to touch lives, and I want people to know that, you know what, we're going to make it through this. We're all in this together. We are all one. We all bleed the same. You know what I mean? And I think that once we all kind of get that, you know, I think you'll see this world become a much more beautiful place.
Thank you so much, Steve, for speaking to me today. You are an inspiration, and I know that, you know, anyone who comes across this video will understand and really follow you and, you know, do better, because in this climate, we all need some positivity, and you are, you know, giving pieces of the puzzle that we definitely need. So thank you so much for speaking to me today.
You're welcome.
I will talk to you soon to see after, you know, the book is out, you know, out, everybody has it, and I'm excited.
Look forward to it anytime. Thank you.
You're welcome. Have a good day.
Bye.
Bye.
You too. Bye.